Alright, today I'm working on a comic panel. I am doing a quick project for a YouTuber that I watch, and it requires me to do a comic panel with a big head opining about something at the very end. It doesn't have to be like Marvel, it can be OC characters, like your OC characters or something. But I decided to go with Deadpool and Wolverine. I'm a huge fan. At any rate, what I'm doing right now is still kind of brainstorming. I have 5 days, technically 4 days, to get this thing finished and handed in, so I'm really behind schedule. So what we're looking at is, for this project, I'm trying to get a scene where Deadpool is trying to be serious for a minute and then immediately goes into the absolutely ridiculous, which is always the kind of Deadpool that I find fun. So for the first panel, what we had is, Deadpool talking to Wolverine like, yeah, buddy, I like cracking skulls and everything, but do you ever think we were meant for more? And then he just kind of continues it onto the next panel, and then onto the next panel. Really sell that Wade's trying to be deep about something, and Logan just doesn't give a shit. Just like, no thanks, man. I don't care. And then in the final panel, we just absolutely go totally ridiculous. But right now, I'm just sketching out a couple panels, and I'm going to try to keep this video much shorter than the last one. The last one I think was a little over an hour. I definitely don't want to spend that much time doing this particular project today. Just because I got a lot of stuff going on in the morning and it's already getting kind of late. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep this panel here, like this area right here is going to be all for Deadpool's big head opining, which was the point of the whole comic, or this whole comic page, is to have a big head just like right here opining about something or giving some sort of speech or something. So which means we've got this whole panel to try and, or maybe we can have a couple panels here. I'm going to make the top two panels a little bigger maybe, and we can just have another Deadpool moment here doing the, like, really wondered if there's more to it all and that kind of thing. So so let's try and figure out a good pose for Deadpool to be kind of thinking about something. Honestly, it's hard for me to figure out like what a good pose is, because I'm not used to doing comic books, but that's what I want to do with my life, so maybe we can figure this out. So let's see, if we were to, and this is just a rough sketch, this isn't anything serious, give Deadpool like the weird looking eyes, one's bigger than the other, and then what we could do is like put his arm up. Can I move that? It won't. Why won't it let me move that? Okay. Is put his arm up like on his, like he's rubbing his neck or something, like he's really kind of thinking about something. So let's get the neck in here. I think I screwed up that little side head anyway. Get rid of that. Oh man, my computer's just lagging so much. Alright. And then what we do is we'll kind of, this will be his like body shape here. We'll kind of make this little line, the center line here like this. And we can make Deadpool a bit bigger in this scene here. And always size him up. And then we just pull his arm. I'm going to have to move that again. pull his arm like shoulder here, right? Pull his arm this way. Ooh. Ooh. Wait. Way too far there. Maybe a little bit more arm out. And then it just comes like back. Like behind his head. Like he's kind of grabbing. Like a little anime thing. Like he's kind of scratching his head. Like you ever wonder, like really wonder, because I always do wonder if they could be doing more important things with immortality than constantly, you know, fighting other mutants. But what do I know? And they do a lot of important stuff, don't get me wrong. The X-Men are a big part of Marvel stories. I just wish they wouldn't turn them into zombies so much. I'm not a big fan of like the Marvel zombies stuff, or the, you know, the turning heroes into zombies. I never did understand that. I was never a big fan of zombie films or media to begin with. So it's just like, I don't know, maybe it's just a personal thing. I just don't understand the zombies. You know, it's like, why make your favorite character a brainless monster that just wants to eat someone else's brains? I don't know. I never got it. Never understood it. Like, maybe I could understand a zombie movie, or like the original zombie movie or something, but every zombie movie after that, like even The Walking Dead, I don't get it. It's not for me. Sort of thing was never for me. Okay, so let's see. We can pull this arm just like down by his side. It doesn't matter. We're going to get rid of this arm. It's just going to go off the page. So we can just kind of like, here, put it down here like this. There we go. We pull, oops. Where did my thing go? Here, we can pull him back over here. Maybe we can make him a little smaller. Don't make him too small. Then we will have to draw the hand. I think we've avoided hands in this panel pretty well, but I think we're not going to have a choice. Because I do want to have Wolverine say one more thing, even if it's just off panel. And we've got to leave room for the head. Like, the big head is kind of the point of this whole thing, this whole exercise here. So I wonder if maybe we can... Oops, I picked the wrong thing. Wonder if maybe we can pull this part of his arm and just, like, angle it back in. And then we can scoot him, maybe make him a little smaller here. And see, we've got Wolverine here already. I guess maybe what we can do is let's flip this guy. See if I can flip him, if it'll let me. Transform, and we'll flip him horizontal. And keep it consistent. We don't want to flip the camera too much. So we'll go this way, and then maybe we can have like Wolverine just like walking off the panel or something. And then we really don't need another panel under this. We can just have like a big Deadpool head like right here. And we just draw like a big portrait of Deadpool kind of under this, and we can put this panel on top, if that makes sense. So what it would be is like this panel here. And we just have like the back of Wolverine as he's leaving the scene. And the camera shot here. And then we can just like draw a big portrait or something of Deadpool here. You know, while he's opining, and then, well, obviously we'll need to make room for the text and stuff. I think that's the play. I think that's what we'll do. So let's finish this really quick sketch here. Give him his little hat, or his little loose bit of his hat there. Give him a little chunkier of a neck and make his delts pop out here. There we go. Give him some muscles. That's what heroes all have. Those big muscles. Real quick. And obviously this isn't too detailed of a sketch. We're just trying to get something down here for us to potentially ink later. So I can get this sucker handed in and move on to the next project, which is honestly probably going to be a Shonen Jump. There's a new Shonen Jump Plus manga contest coming up soon. I think we may spend the next few videos working on maybe brainstorming that or practicing for that. I don't actually think I can publish what I submit because that would disqualify it from the contest technically. So I don't think we can even really talk about it. Which is okay, I guess. We can just do other stuff. Like practice making characters, character design or something. I don't know. Whatever you guys want. Do whatever you want. If you don't want to do manga, we can do other stuff. You want me to draw My Little Pony? I guess we can do that too. Just let me know. Happy to draw whatever. My Little Pony is not outside the realm of possibility, to be fair. My daughter really likes that sort of stuff, so I do draw it for her occasionally. And other stuff. Let's see. Suppose we don't have to give him abs. We can hint that he has them. Let's see. Then we'll go, let's finish up his little costume here. I think he's got shoulder straps. So let's check the design we have now. He's got the shoulder straps for the dual katanas. And the katanas that I made previously, I gave him some little hand guards so that he, you know, whatever. I know sometimes he doesn't have those. Sometimes he does. I drew him with the hand guards. Why not? We'll put these in here. Can we give him squared or rounded nubs? Oh, we gave him these kind of nubs. Doesn't matter. It's not supposed to be super clean right now. Just gotta get something down so I have something to work with tomorrow when we start doing the real serious sketch and ink and color, whatever. I think that perspective's off. We'll fix it later. Doesn't matter. Okay, so let's move the text back now. Maybe put it right here. And then we'll move this to, mix that up. Move this text back here. It's on a separate layer, so it shouldn't pull that stuff down. And then we can make it so that it all fits in here a little bit better. Obviously, it's just I just wanted to put the text in here so that I didn't forget it, because I absolutely will. So let's see, maybe make this eye a little bit bigger. Too big here. This eye here, it's like he's opening one like super wide or something. We want to make it go around the head too, best we can. There we go. Okay, we'll give him his little shoulder colors. I'm not gonna go crazy on his hand armor. I know sometimes he's got like arm stuff going on, and he's got the wrist guards or whatever, but I'm not gonna do that. Not gonna do that this time. Sometimes he also has like the little, like the wristband. Maybe, I guess we could do that. Like I already did that here. And they're gonna go more crazy than that, I think. So that I can remind myself that that is black right there. It's supposed to be the black part of his suit. And then we want to have Wolverine like just leaving. Like he's just done listening. Wade's an idiot, and he's done listening to it. I know. Like really, we just need kind of his little thing here. He's kind of short king anyway, so just have him like walking off here. We don't need to draw the front part of his face. He's just leaving the camera shot, you know. Chin here. Let's see. I'm just trying to get a good idea of how we kind of designed Wolverine. Because I've been working on this for a while. I haven't had a chance to work on it for like a week and a half. I just, I don't recall exactly how we designed it. Just, obviously, these characters get a lot of different designs. It's not like one consistent design. Like maybe we can make his arm swinging back here or something. And then he does have gloves. Most Wolverines have gloves, unless you're playing Marvel Rivals. I don't think he does in that game. The default skin, anyway. There's a little arm hair. That is the back of his arm, though, so maybe he doesn't have hair there. And then he's got those little tiger stripes on the back of his suit there. Go like that, and then just kind of cut off everything in the front, like everything up here is non-existent. You see now Wolverine's just leaving the shot, like he doesn't give a crap anymore what Wade has to say. And then we can give Wolverine one extra line here. I think we can make, we'll set Deadpool right here. Yeah, we're gonna have to make, size him back up. Whatever, that's fine. I just don't want to make it inconsistent. Like he's already kind of. I think that's okay. I think that's okay. Wade would be following Wolverine. Like you see, he's kind of leaned back here, and then he starts pontificating in this panel, the second panel, and then in the third panel He's just like, yeah, but have you ever really thought about it? Kind of, I don't know. And then Wolverine's like, no, I'm out. Don't talk to me. And that's not his elbow, that's his tricep. Looked like an elbow to me for a minute. Let's see. And then, so Wolverine would be saying here something like, don't you ever shut up. I'm not going to put the text right there. It's just going to be what he says. And what I think I'm going to have to do anyways is size them both down. Because we do have to make room for the... Oops. We have to make room for the text. So we'll size them both down. And we'll move Wolverine over. Now that we have a bit more space. We'll move him over here. He's walking away. He clearly doesn't want to play anymore. Okay. And that gives us room for these texts here to be part of the scene now. I don't know how we're gonna make that work at all. It's all muddied up here. I set a panel and then I've been hacking at it the whole time. So what maybe we'll do is this can be like an upper part of the bubble, kind of like we did up here, where it's the top part of the bubble and then a bottom part of the bubble, where Deadpool's just like really wondered if there's more to it all. And then we can connect the bubbles. Move this like down here. Actually, let's move it. It can be offset so we don't have to... Of course, we did erase part of his head. There. It can be offset like this. And then we just connect the bubble this way. Like that. It's too small. I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff here. Try to get rid of this gunk too. The last thing I need is to not be able to read what I wrote. Okay, so let's check the dialogue really quick. Just make sure it's going okay. So Deadpool starts off. He says, "Cracking skulls with my besties, fun and all. But let me ask you something, Logan." And then, so I do want to change that. We're gonna go back to panel 1 here. And we'll just delete that. Get rid of it. Yeah, we'll close that up. I'm trying to imagine how it would go for readers. Like if you're reading it and I put text here, would you read that before text here? Even though technically you're supposed to read a comic this way? I'm just like, maybe we could put it here. We'll try. Maybe we could even move Deadpool's text over so that doesn't happen. Let's see. Go like over here. There we go. Yeah, cracking skulls with my besties, fun and all. But let me ask you something, Logan. And then messed up that little part of Wolverine's little hat. Okay. And we say, Logan says, oh, that's way too big. I'd rather you didn't. And you gotta say it like Wolverine too. Oops. I'd rather you didn't. There we go. I'd rather you didn't. There we go. And dot, 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 and dot, dot, dot. And I'm not your bestie, bub. I'm not your bestie. And I'm not your bestie, bub. We can connect that one too, I suppose. Like that. And, I mean, technically you're supposed to read it, like I said, like this. You're supposed to go right to left and then down. Hopefully it doesn't get muddied. That's okay. It's a little confusing. I think it'll be okay. Because I'm going to make this smaller. Where it's like, it fits on the page a little bit better. Okay, and then we go to panel 2. And then I did want to change that a little bit. Change that text a little bit. Let's say, move that over. And we'll say, about this hole. See if we can maybe move those back over too. No, just get rid of these. Let's start over. Get rid of that. About this whole functional immortality thing. Or functionally immortal thing. About this whole functionally immortal business. You ever wonder if we're destined for more than just stabbing stuff? So instead of saying, let me ask you, I think it's more Deadpool. Let me see here. To say, oops. To say, let me ask you. Right, too big now. Cracking skulls with my bestie's fun and all, but let me ask you something, Logan. Rather you didn't, and I'm not your bestie, bub. That may be a little bit superfluous, but that's okay. Gives Logan his signature, I don't give a crap what you think, attitude. Okay, then we come down here, and then he says, like, really wondered if there's more to it all. And then I want to make sure we're emphasizing the wonder part. Oops, and I go back to panel 3. We can add it in, I guess. We used to have to do in high school English. Like wonder. If there's, like, wonder if there's a higher purpose, a greater calling, something only we could do. And then in this last scene, he's just like completely off the wall. All right, let's rename that one because I'll lose track of these if I don't. Alright, and then, so this last one is just a big, like a big Deadpool head pontificating something. I don't know how we are going to do that at all. And making it work. Oh boy. It'll be fun to figure it out though, that's for sure. Well, let's see. You can maybe have his head looking kind of up. would imagine that you'd be looking off into the middle distance, right? So if we put his head here, and then he's just like staring up and off. Like his ear would, well, he's not gonna have ears because he's got a mask on. I guess it would be like here then. And then we get that big deltoid in here. Normally I'd box in like the body, but I think we don't have quite enough. We're not drawing enough of it. Like it's just going to be his head. This is basically just a giant bust picture. His head and a bit of his upper body. And then that's going to be pretty much it for that particular pose. Let's see. I think we've already kind of gone over the amount of time I wanted to spend on this whole thing, but we've been I've been messing around too much with the dialogue and not enough with actually drawing Deadpool. So I think that's okay. There. And then his collarbone here. Well, that's too far. Collarbone here, and then, you know, his pecs are going to be down here. So it's going to be off this out of camera focus, so we'll have to really well define his muscles. Let's see. We'll have to be a bit more detailed too with straps up here. There we go. Delete that. Erase that stuff there. Down here too, I think. Alright, and then so what I end up having to do is we're gonna lose a lot of the swords. Like his katanas are not gonna be really in the shot. I could either way that I angle them, if I angle it this way, it's just gonna be off that way, which I think is what I'll do for that one. There's left shoulder katana. It's just gonna be off the screen that way. And then this one's just going to be under that other panel, so we're not going to see that. We can draw it, and I think some comic artists do draw the actual big picture, and then they slap like this third panel on top of it. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm not a pro. I'm not good at that. What the heck I'm doing half the time. So let's see. If we do like squinty eyes, I wonder if that gives the illusion that it's super deep, even though he's going to say something absolutely out of pocket. Let's see here. Those little diamonds are harder to draw than you might think. Okay, we're gonna have to get rid of some of these other guidelines here that are starting to really muddy the process. Let's see here. Oh, ugh. What have we done? What have we created? Maybe we don't have to draw like the under the chin looking thing that we've got going on here. We can just like fix his face. I wonder if it's this that's making it look weird. The whole thing. Try to move his eye a little further this way. Yeah, that's another problem. It's a problem I've always had. Eyes way too close together. And I think this one needs to be distorted more, to be honest with you. No, I think that's okay. Actually, I think that's okay. And then his little tip of his hat's just gonna be like down here or something, which is gonna get chewed up by that panel. We'll leave that there. I think honestly maybe it's the neck's not big enough. Looking a little undersized. That's probably the issue. I think that's good. I think that's good. I don't know. We didn't really give him much more in terms of like the black coloring of his suit. On our initial design up there, it's all just mostly red. Like sometimes he's got like a choker right here. Other times he's got like the high collar, this high collared jacket, but all of that's just, it's additional costume that I really don't have time for. That sounds ridiculous. I just don't have time for much these days. Okay. And then he's thinking about it here. And then we're gonna have to move him actually. He's gonna have to come down a little bit. Oh, that's such a good spot too. Dang it. Maybe we have to move. Do we have to shrink panel 3? Oh, that's so annoying. Do you hate it when you get super satisfied with like a particular picture that you've drawn or whatever, and then you've got to mess with it? We can just do this, I think. Here. There we go. That should give us enough room for the last little bit here. There's the top of his scabbards. We can go like this. Whoa. I don't know what we're doing there. Just kind of put his swords up here. He's not really using them in this comic. Okay. And then we can get the little tip of his hat back in there. Success. We got it back. Alright, and then what to do here. Okay, like really wondered if there's more to it all. Wonder if there's a higher purpose, a greater calling, something only we could do. Don't you ever shut up. Don't you ever shut up. Go 12. Say, don't you ever wonder? And then we say something absolutely ridiculous, like, what? Like, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? It's gonna take forever to write that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? There we go. Completely out of hand. Typical Deadpool, right? Alright, so let's just check on it. This is the last page here. This is, well, it's only one page. So this is the page. It's the last panel. So we say Deadpool chilling here with Wolverine. Got blood dripping down. They just got done, you know, stabbing stuff. It says, cracking skulls with my besties, fun and all. But let me ask you something, Logan. I'd rather you didn't. And I'm not your bestie, bub. About this whole functional immortal. Hold on. About this whole functionally immortal business. You ever wonder if we're destined for more than just stabbing stuff? No. Snicked. Brings his little claws back in. And here's Wolverine's just like over it. Like, really wondered if there's more to it all. Like, wonder if there's a higher purpose, a greater calling, something only we could do. Don't you ever shut up. Just walks off. Don't you ever wonder how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Just completely like, fucking for real. No wonder Wolverine's done with it. No wonder. Alright, anyway, that's what I wanted to do today, was finish the sketching stuff. Tomorrow I'll probably work on the inking, the inking and color if I have time. And then, like I said, we've only got about 4 days now to get this thing turned in. And then I absolutely will move on to the next project, which is going to be more manga stuff. So the style is going to be changing from, I guess, what would be this like kind of comic book, the Western animation style, and all of the shorts I've been doing lately are all kind of Disney. We'll try and change it up to more manga friendly, so we can really submit that one, and hopefully it looks like a manga and it doesn't look like some ugly hybrid or God only knows what kind of abomination we put out. At any rate, if you liked it, thanks for sticking around this long. If not, thanks for sticking around this long anyway, and I will see you guys next time.